Hello, friends. I'm the Reverend Terry Peterson, minister of St. John's in Guruk. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of March, the 24th day in the season of Lent, and our 24th object is the diary. Yay! Everyone loves a good calendar, right? Whether you use one like this where you write in everything yourself, or a pre-printed one with the days and different categories or things, or one on the wall, or something, an app on your phone, or a Google Calendar on your computer. That's our object for today, the thing we use to organize our lives. Now, mine is a bit of a mess because I'm forever moving things from day to day, or not quite getting it all done, and so having to stay up really late or move things onto the weekend. But it includes, timed things when I'm supposed to be somewhere, though everywhere that I go just now is on Zoom, basically. So sometimes it's, like today I had a meeting on Zoom at 10:30, so there's a particular time for something that I'm supposed to do. Other things in my diary are more nebulous in their time. They just need to be done by the end of the day or by the end of the week. So however you organize yourself, today I would like for us to think about how our diaries, our calendars, reflect our values. Because sometimes we say a budget is a moral document, like talking about a government budget, but a calendar is also a moral document. When we put in things that are going to take our time and energy and resources, that tells us what we value, what our priorities are. So if you looked at my calendar, you might only see that my priorities tend to be in church, right? With meetings, with meeting families, and then with doing things like the Lent study or Sunday services or coffee hour, things like that, meeting families about funerals. That's the sort of stuff that tends to go into my Google Calendar. And then into my sort of to-do list calendar goes everything else that happens during the week. But a quick glance at my color-coded calendar will tell you that, for instance, this week is heavy on the education-related things. So about our Lent study, school chaplaincy, youth Bible study, things like that. Some weeks it's heavy on pastoral care, talking to people, planning funerals, checking in on people who are ill or isolated, or whose families are far away, or who just need a pick-me-up. Some weeks it's heavy on worship-related things. There are very few weeks when there's a good balance of exercise and healthy cooking and taking care of housework and also all of those other things. So orange is the color I use, for instance, for personal related stuff, and you can see right away on my calendar there's only 2 orange things written in this week. So that's not the best balance, but a quick glance can tell me that. So when you look at your diary, what do you see? Do you see priorities that match your values? I think that's a big question for us. Does our time, does the organization of our lives reflect what we say we value? And will it reflect what we say we value when we are set free from a stay-at-home order? So we just heard today that here in Scotland, we hope to be able to change from stay home to stay local in just 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, we hope to be making that shift. And from there, we hope we'll be even more free. So then when we are able to go more places and do more things and see more people, what will our diaries look like? How will they reflect our values? How will they reflect the values that have shifted during this past year? Many of us have decided that we want to be more invested in our communities, take better care of ourselves or our families, put more emphasis on our relationships. And how will that look in our diaries when we are not just at home, when we're out and about and more possibilities come and more meetings come and more work comes and all of that, what will it be like? So just as a budget is a moral document, so too our calendar is a values document. It reveals what is important to us. Now, in the Psalms, there is a moment in Psalm 139 when the psalmist says to God, "You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways." Can we imagine that God can see our calendars? Even from afar, God can see my Google Calendar and my bullet journal. God knows how I'm organizing my time and how that reflects my values. Can I organize my time in a way that I think would be pleasing to God and not only convenient or pleasing to myself? That's the question for the day. What will it look like for those of us who will get busier and for those of us who may find that actually now that everyone else is busier, we're being left behind and our diaries begin to empty as people are no longer making so many phone calls or checking in on all their neighbors or having Zoom quizzes because they're out doing other things. Those who are not able to go out may end up with emptier and emptier diaries while the rest of us get fuller and fuller. And that's a choice that we are making. How would God feel about looking at our diaries when we have forgotten about our neighbors? I think that's an important question. As I have asked many times during this year, what will the legacy of this time be? What is it that we are doing now that will continue on, that we want to continue on? Changes we have made that we want to continue on. And I think this is the moment to decide what we want our diaries to look like. And I hope we will choose something that will be pleasing to the God who can see them even from far away. So that's my thought for today about our diaries and how they reflect our values, and that I hope they will be schedules and organizing of life that is pleasing to the one who knows us better than we know ourselves. So until tomorrow, peace be with you.